Please let me to close the door, please. Let me to do not to make noise. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, I would like you to just say something.
Yeah, Timmy, we're good. We can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. You are all welcome. My name is Simi, and I am a sales representative with Proper Realty. And I'm very excited to be your anchor tonight and for the remaining for the 3 days. So for this training session, and I promise you will receive maximum value from our time together. So whether you are new to real estate sales or looking to improve your skills, this training is designed to help you overcome your sales challenge and increase your success. So for the next 3 days, I encourage you all to come with an open mind, a willingness to learn and be prepared to take notes. So don't forget to have your writing materials ready as you want to refer back to your notes and key takeaways in the future. So let's get started. Yes. So we are going to be introducing our key instructor for today. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed key instructor, Mr. Samuel Ojo, a highly accomplished entrepreneur. Mr. Samuel has risen through the ranks of sales from humble beginnings to building a thriving brand in the real estate industry, generating millions in revenue. So, as the executive director of Proper Realty, he brings a wealth of expertise and practical knowledge to the table. His success story is a testament to his dedication, strategic thinking, and leadership prowess. So, please, everyone, join me in welcoming Mr. Samuel Ojo, our key instructor for this training, as he shares his invaluable insights and expertise to empower us all to excel in the world of sales and real estate. You're welcome, Mr. Samuel. Nice
Thank you.
for you to be
Thank
here.
you very much. Thank you very much, Timmy. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm trying to see people that are on the call tonight. Sorry, one sec.
All right.
Coming. Let me quickly check on my laptop. I'm trying to see people that are on the call because I want the class to be really engaging. Guys, we have
All right.
we have we have an hour to do tonight's class, and I can bet it's going to be really engaging section. I'm going to share with you my own personal story. How I've been able to go from not closing sales in real estate to now closing deals consistently. Because the truth of the matter is, anybody can close the first deal, anybody can close the second deal. But the most important thing is, can you do it consistently? So I'm trying to see. Sorry, one sec. Um. Okay. Okay. Good. So please drop your name in the comment section. Where are you joining from? I want to know where you're joining from. Drop your name in the comment section. What state are you joining from? What states are you in at the moment? Let me start from myself. I'm Sam Ojo, the director of Proper Realty, one of the fastest growing real estate companies here in Lagos. We've done almost £1 billion in real estate. And it's my pleasure to be here tonight. And thank you very much for those smooth introduction, Timmy. I really appreciate. Thank you. Please drop your state. Where are you joining from? I really want to engage. It's going to be a very interactive section and you're going to enjoy it. You're going to learn. Please get your pen, get your jotter, and I'm going to share you some of my own parts. So drop your name and what state are you joining from? Hello, sorry about that. I have to jump in. I have Funke Ayeni. I have Okpeyemi Ayobami. I have Okpeyemi Ayobami Dare Oluitan from Ogun State. Thomas Akpan Tom from Lagos. Daniel Joe from Lagos. I have Oluwaseun Fisayo from Lagos. That's really, really great. I have Lawal Latifat. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much, Lawal. I have Babatunde Omotayo. I have Funke Ayeni. So thank you very much. I don't want to bore people out. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. So like I said initially, I'm Sam Ojo, the Director of Prop Up Realty, one of the fastest growing real estate company here in Lagos. So we're going to do this for an hour. I think the first 15 minutes, what we designated it initially for was just to have an introduction. And majorly, this is like an introductory class for people who are new into real estate, who are not sure of how to go about sales in real estate, how to go about sales in real estate, how to close deals in real estate. And even if you have closed deal, how do you transition to the next level? And like I said in the point of my introduction, one major thing a lot of people have issue with is they've been able to close sales, but one thing they can't do yet is they have issue with closing sales weekly, consistently. Personally, myself, I got into the real estate journey in 2020. I took a class, master class in real estate. That was in 2021, and I got fully active in real estate in 2022. So how was I able to move from that phase of my life to the phase of my life where I've been able to close a lot of deals? And guys, trust me, I've made a lot more money from real estate. Most of the money I've made in my whole entire life, I'm being honest with you, is from real estate. And real estate is something over the years that I've seen can change anybody's life. So to start with, I really want to hear conversation because it's going to be an interactive class. So in the comment section, when you hear real estate, what comes to mind? What comes to mind when you hear real estate? So please engage in the comment section. I really want to see. Engage. When you hear real estate, what comes to mind? Please, I really need you to comment. When you hear real estate, what comes to mind? Clinton from Edo, thank you. When you hear real estate, what comes to mind? Thomas, what comes to mind? Dario Luiton, when you hear real estate. Ayodele Victor, Okpeyemi Ayobami, when you hear real estate, what comes to mind? Trying to read my chat, that's why my video is off, please. Land. Daniel said land. I need other comments, please. I really want it to be an interactive section. Even if you can't drop it in the YouTube comment section, you can drop it on selling of property. Thank you very much, Okoyemi Ayobami. Sarah Ibitokun said, rich people things is what comes to my mind. That's really nice. When you hear real estate, what comes to mind? Landed property, Lawal Latifat. Oluwaseun Fisayo said, building and land. I love that. Building and land. So please, I need 3 more comments, then we get fully. When you hear real estate, what comes to mind? When I hear real estate, I think of business in landed properties and building. Okay. Online income also said big money. I love that. Big money. Yeah, that's great. Very true. Big money. Real estate is really, really transactional. It's really, really, really transactional. Selling of property, Roy Jonathan. So thank you very okay. Exchange of property for money, Babatunde Omotayo. Thank you very much for those great sections. So most time, one thing about people is they hear real estate. They are even in the business of real estate. And let me start with this. See, the truth of the matter is a lot of people sell real estate. But I really must be honest with you. Less than 20% make more than 80% of the money that's been made in real estate. And when it comes to real estate, let's start from the main definition. Real estate basically is land. So now, real estate has to do with land. Anything over the land or below the land basically is real estate. So majorly what we ever do in real estate is land and adding value to the land. That's real estate. So that's where you have houses, which is being added to the land. It's a value added to the land. That's houses. That's real estate. Do you get? So majorly real estate has to do with land and any other value added to the land. That's real estate. It's basic and it's finite. So that's the first thing you need to understand, because a lot of people even get into the industry, they just tell people, what do you do? I'm into real estate, and they don't even know what real estate is. Is that crazy? And it's the truth. And one thing that separates those that do very well and those that doesn't do very well in the industry is those people who do very well have been able to equip themselves very well over the years, and they've been able to understand some of this nitty gritty. They've been able to understand some of those system. They've been able to understand some of those processes. So more of what we'll be doing this night is the introductory part of what exactly is real estate. And tomorrow, majorly, I'll be talking to you about I'll be talking to you about high ticket closing skills that you need to close more deals. Then by the last day, I'll be telling you about how to really close some of those deals. And in between all of my storyline, I'm going to make sure it's not boring. So I'm going to input some of my own personal stories, some of my own personal journey, how I've been able to close deal, even how I've been able to lose some deals. Because let me be honest with you, the truth is, no matter how good you are, people still lose deals, and it's the truth. But one thing I really like about real estate is just like when the person said big money, is because real estate is really transactional. So when you get to close a deal, that a single deal can still take care of you for a while before you close your next deal. So the thing you really want to pay attention to is closing more deals than you lose deals. And majorly, when I get people come to me, they ask me, "Sir, I want to do real estate. How much do you think I can make in a year?" And the truth is, see, at the end of the day, what determines people's level of success in life is their level of commitment. How committed you are to a course will determine the result, the output you get from that particular thing. So I don't want to veer off what we're doing. So back to real estate. When it comes to real estate, what exactly is real estate? Real estate has to do with land, any appreciation on it or below it. That's real estate basically. When it now comes to real estate, you need to understand this: real estate is a global need, right? We all need real estate to survive. So that's why one thing you need to understand is, when I see a lot of people fighting, all these real estate people, yada yada, stuff like that, because the truth is, some people feel that way. The truth is, we all need real estate to survive. Without real estate, nobody can survive. We need to be on the land to live. This is my house currently. I'm in my house, um, rented, or not my house, but at least I paid money to rent it. This is my house. My house is in Lekki, Lagos. I had to pay to get this house. That's real estate. Wherever you're watching me from, you are inside a building. That's real estate. So we all pay real estate. But the most important thing is, not everybody makes money from real estate. But whether you make money from real estate or you don't make money from real estate, the truth is, we all pay real estate because we all need a place to live. It's a basic essential we all need. So that's one thing. I'm trying to give you a mindset shift now, whereby you can understand, whereby even if they're actively involved, even after this night, decide that, I've gone to that real estate class, I don't really feel. The truth is, even if you don't sell real estate, you will still pay real estate. The people you are going to buy stores from, the stores you are going in, they either rent that property, they buy the land, they build the property on. At the end of the day, they will add the cost of whatever property they are using. They will factor in that cost into the price of the product before they sell to you. So whether you like it or not, you will pay real estate. The churches, the mosque, the offices we go to every day is real estate. So that will lead me to my next basic this thing. When it comes to real estate, majorly, there are two major sectors of real estate. It's either the residential or the commercial part of real estate. When I got into real estate, I told you that was in 2020. I just started reading up on real estate like almost anybody here. And in 2021, I took a course then. And I tell, probably after this thing, I will drop the picture I took with that man then. That was Stephen Akintayo. I will drop it in the group. Then all I had was just, to be honest, all I had in my personal account, after I went for a free training, then it was like, if you want to learn more, 100,000, no, it was 150,000 naira. And then all me I had personally was 70,000 naira. So I will share some of my stories with you, because the truth is, there are some things you will learn in this class. It's not what I will say directly, but you will catch them as a result of how you see me act in some scenarios. And I have my reason for sharing this story. So we after the free class, they did a free class today. The next class, they were asking us to pay 150,000. All I had was 70,000 naira. 70,000 naira. But I was so determined in my mind that I was going to attend that class the next day. I didn't know how. I just know I had 70,000 naira. So when I got home that night, I was just trying to call friends. And the truth is, see, no matter how anybody claim they are broke, the truth is opportunity will always show up once in a while, at least, that would that would bring some money into your way. No matter how you claim you're broke or you are nothing is working in your life, go and get your bank statement in a year. There can be zero balance on that bank statement. It's not possible for most people. So I got on that night. I was just trying to call a few of my friends, yada yada, here and there. That I was able to raise 30,000 naira from them. So everything was 100,000. That night I was thinking I have to go for this thing. And this will lead me to my first major point. See, when you're trying to sell real estate, one thing I've seen a lot of people do too early is they give up. And this is not even about real estate. This is about anything at all you want to do in life. If you don't have a determination that you really, really want to succeed at that thing and you are keen on it, you would never achieve success. Because at the end of the day, success never comes easy in life. It's not only real estate, it's about anything at all in life. So I got there, 100,000. I had 100,000 that night. Then the next morning, it was I still woke up. That was around 4 5. I could, because I was just thinking I have to go for this conference. What do I do? Then I entered Dr. Stephen Akintayo's DM. I think that was on a Friday. Yeah, the thing was Friday, Saturday. It was Friday morning. Then I told him, I just long story. I told him I wanted to attend the conference. It was really interesting, but all I had was just 100,000 naira. Then he said, no problem, I should reach out. He gave me number of his EA. Then I reached out to the EA. Then I just paid 100,000 naira instead of 150. Imagine I was never determined to get that done. Imagine I didn't push to the next level. Someone said it's sinking in, sir. Okay, it's sinking in. Thank you very much, Latifa. I really appreciate that. By the way, I used to see your content on Instagram. Thank you very much, Latifa. I see you a lot. So whatever, the truth is, you have to be very, very determined if you ever want to sell anything. Like, it's not only real. If you ever want to achieve anything, a lot of people give up too easily. And let me tell you something. No matter how worse you think your situation is, you can still sell real estate. Because I see people. Okay, I was in Ibadan. I was in Ibadan. I've been to the office just once this week. I was in Ibadan this week. We just finished. I went on Wednesday. Then I came in back on. No, I went on. Was it Monday? I'm not too sure, but I spent a few days in Ibadan. So in this hotel I lodged, there was this girl there. So most time I like to engage people. I was having a conversation with her. Then I was asking her, "What's up? How much they paying this job?" She told me 25,000. Then I was like, "What? Why are you not selling real estate?" Because see, a lot of people complain there is no job. But one of the easiest way to ever get money faster is find someone that has a product or service. It's not only real estate, this thing works. So sell that product to them for them, get a commission, and you get money. So I was like, why are you not selling real estate? She said her phone is bad. She did not have the kind of network she could sell to. In my mind already, I already knew that was a mindset problem. And if you are in this class, see, one thing is, two things will determine what makes up your mind, which is your mindset, your belief system, what you see and what you hear. And you need to be very careful of those things. So she just felt ordinarily she couldn't sell real estate. Then in one mind, I was like, why do you think you can't sell real estate? I knew that was a mindset problem already. Because I told her, see, guys, when I started selling real estate, I was living in, I don't even know Soka in Ibadan, Soka. How much was my rent in Soka? My rent in Soka in a whole year then was 150,000. That's not even up to what I used to buy lights currently per month here in Lekki. And I'm being honest with you. So this thing has changed my own life. So I was just able to bring her in. I started having conversation with her. So when people give me some of these excuses, it's something that has changed my own life personally. And I tell people you can do it. I went from being broke to selling real estate to make money. So don't let me veer off from what I was saying initially. So we are doing basically introduction into real estate. And I'm telling you, the first major thing is you have to be very determined. You have to be really, really determined. I entered Dr. Stephen Akintayo DM that night. That morning, early morning, I explained to him I had the 100,000. Just say no, wala. He said I should reach out to his EA. I called the EA. I explained my this thing. Then she said I should come, and that was my first time meeting Dr. Stephen. That was in 2021. If you see how tiny I was, if you see, I think my guys saw the picture in the office with was that, and they were really laughing. I was just like in my mind, These people, they won't understand what we've been through. But a lot of people see some of these things today. Though we are not yet where we want to be honest. But the truth is, a lot of things change. I can't even lie. Real estate changed my own life personally. So sometimes that's when I see people, you're telling them to do this, they're complaining. Guy, I've been to worse situations. So I've been in situation in 2020. I cried because of 1,500 naira. I wanted to buy my attempts of there. I was sick. I didn't have that money. I cried. So another thing is determination. And the truth is, see, if you achieve success in life, it depends on how bad do you want it. Excuses are the languages of losers. Winners don't have time for excuses. You just have to get things done. And this is not motivational speaker. This is the way life works. A lot of people want to sell real estate. You put in the work today, you put in the work tomorrow. You say you've been posting for a week, nothing is happening. Guys, you have to be really intentional. I'm being honest with you. I'm not promising you it to be easy, but one thing I can guarantee you is if you are consistent and you do the right thing, it will change your life. If you are consistent, I'm sorry, I'm consistent because it's sometimes this thing has a way of aggravating because I see a lot of people come up with a lot of excuses. Nobody was born with contacts that we brought contacts from everywhere. We're downloading contacts. It's in this life you go out there and you go and make contact with people who can buy from you. I just started a course in Lagos Business School, and I was having this conversation with one of my team members when I go back to the office because from the class I went to the office. I had to sort some things. Then we're having this conversation. Then I told him in class today I was able to network with one guy there, and we started talking. I was not even the one that was pitching real estate to. It was one that was asking me how much is your product he was looking to buy. He told me he bought some property in Abeokuta 2 years ago for 50,000 naira. That was in Kobakwe. And I was telling him, me, I'm going to that Kobakwe at the moment. I want to buy a property there. They are telling me Kobakwe now, I have to pay 2-3 million. For what he bought 450 2 years ago, me, I have to come in, I have to pay about 2-3 million. And that's real estate. That's the power of real estate. So it's always appreciating value. And a lot of people understand this, especially people that have money. It's people who don't understand how it works that will be there with you doing analysis paralysis. Rich people understand these things already. You just need to be able to offer them. And the guy was really interested. We had that conversation going. If I should get to close that kind of deal, I'll have another 600,000 in my pocket. So the first thing I don't really want to veer off is understand real estate, which we started from, which is land, anything above it or below it. And by the way, congratulations to anybody who's in this class. I forget to congratulate you because the truth is, these are some of the things we don't do in this side of the world. A lot of people don't learn, and that's why we are poor. Nigeria remains one of the poorest continents because people don't learn. I was there a few weeks ago. I was having analysis with some of my team members in the office. Then I was sharing with them some things, and we're having conversation with some of these guys in what they call them in the US. In the US currently, millionaires in dollars, they have over 20 million people. US is a population of over 300 million people, and over 20 million of them, they are millionaires in dollars. But there's a research. In the US, an average millionaire reads about 50 books in a year. But in Nigeria, to pick one book and read like this, heaven will fall. And the truth is, if we can't imbibe some of this culture, the truth is we won't build anything notable. We won't build anything notable. So the more you learn is the more you earn. So if you're in this class tonight, I really congratulate you, and please don't stop. This was some of the personal things that has helped me in my own personal journey. You need to be an avid learner. Even much more than what I'm going to say in this class, you need to go out there after this class. You listen more to sales conversation. We're reading a book in the office because that's one of the major thing we do. If you get to work with us in the office, you have to read a book every month. Though my people don't like it, but I tell them it's nothing we can scrape. It's nothing we can scrape. You have to do it. And at the end of the day, they don't have choice. And people are better off for it gradually. One of my team members just closed a deal not too long. Like these are simple things that would help. And it takes discipline to be able to do it. And I don't want to be too forward of myself because these are some of the things we'll go majorly into tomorrow. So getting back to what I was saying, you have to understand real estate, which has to do with land, anything above it or anything below it. Then when it comes to real estate, you need to understand real estate is a global need. We talked about that, right? Real estate is a global need. Whether you are in the US, you are the US continent, you are in the Asian continent, you are in Europe, you need real estate. Everybody needs real estate to survive. And I said one thing which is very critical. We all pay real estate. The thing is, do you make money from it? And when it comes to real estate, there are different stakeholders that make up. There are people who invest, there are people who sell, there are people who sell for other people and they make commissions. But do you know one thing I like about real estate? Whichever of these pendulum you fall into, you would always make money. Real estate is one of the few industries that everybody in the ecosystem is making money. The builder on site is making money. The person selling the building is making money. The person who owns the land is making money. Everybody, the person who come and pay the I don't know if the person paying the rent will make money though, but if the person has bought land somewhere, at least he will make money too. So real estate is one of those few ecosystems whereby everybody gets to make money. So when it comes to the global market of real estate, currently the real estate market, and one thing is there's a very particular statistic, and you can check it up. 2/3 of the world wealth is in real estate. So when it comes to real estate, we say we have to do with land or houses, right? So now we are dealing with land. Let's now zoom down to Nigeria, the market in which we all play in, right? At least for us at Proper, that's one of the major markets we play now, land, site and service. A lot of people want to sell land, and your client is knowing more than you. The truth is you will not close that deal. See, I paint this scenario to people a lot of times. You're trying to get medical treatment, right? And you go to your doctor and you are complaining to your doctor. Then you yourself that you are complaining, you know much more than your doctor. Will you trust that doctor to give you treatment? Never. So much more than what you'll be hearing from me this night, you have to do your extra research to learn more on what exactly is this real estate thing. And it's not hard, it's not even much, it's limited. The only thing I expect you to do training on majorly, some of the things I'll be talking on tomorrow about high ticket closing skills. That will be about building interpersonal relationship. That will be about communication. That will be about sales and other things. I have them jotted in because I take time to think through before we add the section. So when it comes to land, actually, let's zoom down now to the Nigerian context. When it comes to land, how do we even get to land? What even shifted us to we even buying land in the first place? Who even owned the land in the first place? Because see, one thing is, if you have knowledge about these things, it will give you more power. Because knowledge is power is a popular saying, and it's very true. When you have more knowledge about something, it gives you more confidence in what you are selling, and you're able to go out there and exude confidence and make good presentation. How do you even get to land? One thing you need to know about land is people say there's a popular saying they used to say in Yoruba that that's true, right? God created all the lands we all live in, right? Very true. But also you need to understand something. In civilization, during civilization era, we've been through different eras, right? We started with the agrarian era, right? And that was when people were really, really farming, right? That was agriculture then. That was what we started with. Our forefathers, they were born. The world was almost empty. They were farming, right? And one thing before we get the next one was the industrial, right? I'm just trying to give you like the major ones. But the thing is, they were started farming. Those are the forefathers. They were farming, and one thing is they will just get to a settlement. They were just moving around different places. Wherever they farm, they will own that was even before civilization at all. Because you need to understand some of this land. Because some of you, if you don't understand this thing, that's when your clients will be telling you, if government I'm not saying all those things are not there. But if you understand how to play the game right, you'll be more safer and you do more safer deals than the one you lose. So we got into the our forefathers were in charge of some of these lands. Most of these lands, not even some, they were in charge of the lands. They were farming. So most time when they get to the settlement like Ekpe, they will just get there, they will just farm, they will own a lot of land. Do you get those things? So those are why some of these people, most time when you're trying to buy land, especially and you're dealing with locals, that's why you see some of these locals are the one who owns land, because their forefathers have owned it as a result of them being able to farm on that land for long enough. So once they get into an axis, they farm there long enough, they transfer to their children transfer to their children. So automatically they become the original owner of the land. And these are what some people refer to as omonile in Lagos. Because I know that's another scary term. Once people hear, oh, omonile, gig, 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 gig. And one thing is, so as a result of that, they become the omonile in Lagos. That's how we got into people owning lands. Because at the end of the day, not that God says, oh, yeah, you own this one, you own this one. That's how people claim portion and just own land. As a result of them settling in there for a very long period of time, they become the original, most lands. That's how he originated. So later on, we got into, I'm seeing people drawing fire emoji, thank you. So later on, we got into the era of civilization, right? And when we get to the era of civilization, we started having the government, democratic government, right? And they were trying to build up things. And government started claiming lands. And that was when the constitution came into play, that all lands belongs to the what? Government. And that's where we got into the era of having some lands are under government acquisition, which means government has future projection for some of this land. Government, of course, was democratic. Then the government was now leader over a particular region or sect, a state, majorly. So government automatically now has power over any land in any jurisdiction when we got into civilization. So some of this land in which the Babas owned them were taken from them, government negotiated with them, probably settled them, settlement, all those things. In fact, some government took, right? It's the government, because they are now our leaders. So some of this, most of these are now got into the ones they had plans for were now under acquisition. So when you hear acquisition lands, that means government has future perspective for that land, right? That's acquisition. Then majorly now, we have two, right? Is either is free or is under acquisition. And don't forget majorly, I told you initially the two type of real estate. Most times, I know people talk about three, either residential, commercial, or industrial, but it's two majorly most times. It's either residential or commercial. I still believe industrial fall under commerce. So that's the way it works. So if you want to buy any property, most time, one of the frequent things you hear people say is it free or is under acquisition? Is it free or is under acquisition? Because they know that if it is free, you can buy. If it's under acquisition, you are buying wala, because government will come to you later on in the future. And how do you get to know these things? It's simple. That's where your surveyor, at least you hear surveyor, that's where your surveyor come into play, right? See, these things is not hard. It's very simple. It's easy. Just relax. That's where your surveyor come into play. So your surveyor will be the one to know if that land is free or is under acquisition. So most time they chart it, then they go to land ministry in any of those states. You just check it easily. It's very easy. Though your surveyor will charge you. It's very, 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 very easy. So sometimes if you are trying to do this thing, you can just ask whatever real estate company, you give us your charting result. They give you the charting result. And once you see the charting result, you see free most time. That means they've done, because most people do their due diligence. Most credible real estate companies do their due diligence before they buy the property. That's even the first thing anybody does before buying any land. You take your surveyor there to chart. Is it free or is under acquisition? Majorly. So the one that are under acquisition most time fall into different sector. You can hear some is under forestry, some is under agri, some is under waters, is zoned for industrial. Do you get all those things? So some are even health. You hear. I don't know, for my area people, you hear like health lower lori le, agri lower lori le, forestry lower lori le. Meaning, is health that is on that land, is agri that is on that land, is forestry that is on that land. Do you get? So that's how it works basically. So now, even after people have got it, the ones that are free and the ones that are acquired, then government now says again, how can we regulate these things? How can we regulate these things? And that's where we come about land titles. And I know that one is another major headache for a lot of people. But I will simplify it for you this night. That's where you come about land titles. And when it comes to land titles, there are different land titles. And it depends on the jurisdiction. For example, in Lagos, the most prominent one is a lot of people here. And that's where you say people here and say, that land that's C of O, that land that's C of O. That's one title. A lot of people forget too quickly there are different titles to land, and C of O is not the only one. It just happens to be the most spoken of. And for example, in Abuja, you hear things like Arrow, right? C of O. certificate of occupancy, right? And most times the government just issue C of O number to them. And people even forget quickly. Another thing about C of O is just 100 years. So even if you buy and you're buying from another person, don't forget they already have the time they started counting. So you have C of O, right? C of O, I'm going to tell you the major ones, especially for here in Lagos. You have C of O, you have governor's consent, right? Someone saying something? Oh, yeah, okay, good. So we have C of O, we have governor's consent, we have scission, we have gazette. So those are like the major land, especially for here in Lagos. Don't forget, most times if you go to Abuja, what year is arrow, not C of O. Arrow. So it depends on the jurisdiction you are playing in, actually, most time. And this thing are being controlled by the state government, because most times the state government are in charge of some of those lands. So to regulate, the government has land titles for different land. Yeah, this one has C of O, this one has governor's consent, this one has gazette on it. So do you get some of these things? So that's how we come about some of these titles, land titles. Government just trying to regulate. And how do you get these land titles? You get it from the land ministry in any state. You get it from the land ministry in any state. You get it from the land ministry in any state. That's how you get most of these titles. So that's how we come about titles on any landed property. So majorly, I've told you real estate. I've told you the major two types of real estate, right? I've told you how we even come about real estate, that it becomes something more pronounced. Now, how do we even get here in the first place? I've explained to you why we have titles and some type of titles we have, right? And the next one now you need to understand, a lot of people don't understand this one too, is land measurement. And land measurement most times, it differs. And to be honest, it depends on the state and also probably the company you're buying from. And land measurement most time differs. So most time in Lagos, you see most people sell 500 square meters, 600 square meters, some even sell 450 square meters. So it's a personal choice for land measurement. And you see people sell half plot, some sell 250 square meters, some sell 300 square meters. It's a personal choice for land measurement. Then probably I'll share some of the kind of building that can fit into which some of these things. I'll share some of those pictures in the group. So when it comes to land measurement now, there are different land measurements for different this thing, right? So that's land measurement basically. So it's just to measure the land. And when you want to do this to measure any land, it's the surveyor that used to do it. It's the surveyor that used to do it. I've told you. So now I'm trying to teach you some of the functions the surveyor do. They will chart the land, C-H-A-R-T, chart. They chart the land to help make you know, is that land free? Is it under government acquisition? I hope you are getting me. Please don't be tired. You know, we had that conversation from the beginning. We want to make this money. We have to be very determined, right? They chart the land. Is it free or is under government acquisition? After they chart it, it's them that will now tell you what's that land zoned for. Is it zoned for industrial? Is this zone for agri? Is this zone for residential? And most time, now let me get into this. If you are buying that land to build, you must only buy land zone for residential. See, there are demolition in Lagos, right? But the truth is, some of these demolition, I can't say all right, but some of these demolition are because people have bought into government acquired areas. That's one of the major reasons. For example, now let me use a good example of this. What do they call it? The only time government will have, and this one thing you need to tell your people, because people are quite skeptical. Lagos, yeah. The only time government will come to destroy any property is if they have future use for that land. And most time, if you have the genuine title, and even if they come to destroy the property, they will compensate you. So that's why it's very important when you are trying to buy a land, you need to buy titled land with good titles. And to confirm the genuinity of any title, because anybody can just throw anything at you. You can't confirm it yourself. You can't just, let me show you. I think I have one in my drawer. You can't just sit down, because I brought some client documents home. You can't just sit down and take a register survey. This is a register survey. You can't just sit down and take a register survey in your house and you're trying to check. You can't check it yourself. Your surveyor will be the one to help you do best of that. See, a lot of people want to do land deals and they are trying to do it all by themselves. Even me, with my own experience in real estate, if I want to buy any land today, the first thing I'll do is I'll take a surveyor to site. He will be the one to help me go and chat. Once he charts the land, he will pick the coordinates. He will go and check at the land ministry. You can't sit down in your house and do it. Money. You want to make money and you don't want to involve professionals. You should. Because at the end of the day, they are saving you the future problem of losing your property. So these are some of these things. I really don't want to. Please, how can I connect with you on Instagram? I really don't want to. Oh, I'm coming. We're going to get there. I really don't want to, because to be honest, I don't want this thing to be more than 8 to 9. So we'll pick it up from tomorrow. But it's going to be a very interactive section. And I think you've learned 1 or 2 things this night. And the truth is, I tell you sincerely, this thing has changed my own life, at least to some extent. I share with you my personal story, how I started real estate gradually. Tomorrow, probably I'll share with you some of the deals I've been able to close, some of those I've been able to lose, how I've been able to close major deals, how I've been able to get repeated customers, how I've been able to. There's something to about lifetime value of a customer. Because for me, for an example, if I get to sell to any customer, if you ever buy from me, I expect you to spend 20 to 30 million with me in the next 3 years. A lot of people sell to people and they discard. So when we get to the closing, so I'll really tell you what is closing and some of the things you do before and after closing. Someone said, I've seen the picture too, sir. Thank you very much. Real estate is a global. What's the standard measurement of a plot? That's what I'm saying. The standard measurement of any plot depends on whoever is selling. I've not seen any place in the law whereby they said the standard they are used to. And that's why most times you hear people saying 600 square meter. You hear people saying 600 square meter. Someone said, you're really blowing my mind. Thank you. You're welcome. So very quickly, we have 8 minutes. I really don't want to exceed 9. I want to really be keen on time. So let's do question and answer. Then let's get to the end of it. Let's do question and answer. Someone was told me all land is under government acquisition, but it can be removed. Please, I'm begging you. If you ever take any surveyor to site and they tell you that land is under government acquisition, don't buy it. Please, for goodness sake, don't buy it. Drop that deal. See, I would have shown you on this one. When we want to buy any property in Lagos here, we can charge up to 15 lands before we get one good land. And mind you, we'll pay the surveyor for it, because on an average, most surveyor will charge probably 30 to 50,000 to help you chart a land. We can charge up to 15. Do the calculation before we get one good land. But the truth is, it's better to lose small money than go and lose big money in the future. So once you see any land, touch that deal. Some people used to do this certification, but the truth is not that can be rectified. See a land that is under acquisition deal. Sometimes some people can rectify how other people now feed on people's weakness, because some of these officials now, they will give people fake ratification. This thing later on, they will tell them that genuine, that type. So please, this land is under acquisition. Don't buy it. Dump the deal. And it's something that will help you out initially. So I want that questions. Help us with the book that help you in the business. Let's not help me. I see knowledge finance. There are different ways to real estate. You can be talking Airbnb, you can buy reselling. But if you don't have this invest, right, you sell and sell 3 plots a month, 8 million. If 1.8 in Nigeria, you are still living fine. It's very possible to do. I'm able to train people to do myself. It's not, but if you don't learn the know-how,